not
I mean,
that one.
how big of a stumbling
We're live
block is this
now.
for our port?
Hey, Lenny, do you have any idea what's going on down at the casino down there, the golf course? Rising Sun?
I
They're
haven't
opening the
heard.
golf course.
I saw that, but did the city open it, or is the casino opening it?
I don't know.
They're opening it.
Yeah, I did see it. It's open tonight.
Yeah.
First night of leagues is
Is
tonight.
there still a casino in Rising Sun?
But there's one there.
Yeah.
I said,
All right. We're going to call to order tonight the Lawrenceburg City Board of Works meeting for May the 4th, 2020, with a roll call.
Board member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
What we got? We got city council, or we got President Kelly Milan.
Here.
We're waiting on the city attorney Dale Weldon, and myself.
Okay, under announcements, I'll just let the public know we are all in attendance tonight, all 5 councilmen. And according to the guidelines that Governor Holcomb put out, we're able to have an open meetings, I guess, from here on out, as long as it's under 25 people until a certain threshold. Tonight, we had advertised this as a virtual meeting. But for the remainder, we will be, I think the May 18th meeting will be open. We will have to make sure everybody is, including all of us, it's under 25 people, and social distancing, things like that. But, and then we go on from there. But everybody is here in person tonight. With that said, for this meeting, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Committee reports, we are not doing those tonight. New business, I've got one. You guys have seen a copy of the utility director job description. I think Ms. Felix has put the additions and deletions that you guys had requested. So that should be the final copy that will get sent out to there's 10 different agencies we're sending this out to. And she would like to do that tomorrow if you guys approve this job description.
How far wide does this go? 3-state area, 50 states?
National.
It's country, the whole country.
Okay.
Mayor, the only thing I would like to say is we do have the members of council here as well. If they're good with this, I have no problem with it, and I would entertain a motion to move forward.
Okay.
I'll second the motion.
Second. Any comments, guys?
No.
I appreciate you guys working with Ms. Felix on this. We got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion was carried. We had a couple items on here from Mr. Weldon, but I believe we want to table the Dearborn County Country Club tonight.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
So I'd like to get a motion to table that.
So move.
So moved by Tommy Roulette.
Second.
Tony Abbott. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And as well as the Speedway lease, I had a motion, or I entertain a motion on the Speedway lease.
Motion to
Table.
table? Okay,
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
That's Mr. Abbott. And second,
I'll second it.
Mr. Roulette. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. I don't have any additional new business for this meeting. The only old business is I would like a motion. We had been sitting on 2 bids for our dredging project down at the boat docks. And they had been tabled for different reasons, the COVID, and then also Mr. Clark had been out. He had been out sick. Probably a good thing that it was tabled. We just heard back from IDNR. They have not approved the site that we were going to use to put the dredge in down there. So these bids were based upon the location of taking it to that site. Mm-hmm. So we will have to resend bids if that project ever gets brought back up again. So what I would like to do tonight is give Mr. Fetty the authority to return those 2 sealed bids back to the original owners.
Okay, now, will we receive any money from the IDNR if they come down and look at this project and help us, are they willing to help us out with this?
That meeting got postponed as well because of COVID.
Okay.
We were supposed to have the IDNR engineer down here,
Right.
and he was gonna help us with, there's some grant money possibly out there. He still wants to come down and look at it, but my proposal, we hold off on doing anything with this until we see if we can get some money.
That's it. That's a smart thing to do, I would say. So
Yeah.
I'll make the motion for Mark to send the sealed bids back.
Okay.
I'll second that, Mayor.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That's all the old business I have. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
I've got one thing for you. If you would ask the police department, Ludlow Hill on 48 there, they've slowed the traffic down around the hospital pretty well because they've been sitting up there.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm hearing some complaints from people up there by the BP that they're doing a lot of speeding up there. If we could have a police officer
By the gas
sit up-
station?
Yep, by the gas station, and have somebody sit up there once in a while.
I'll give Mr. Snyder, I'll give him a call in the morning.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Anything else, guys? You
I have
two?
nothing. The only thing I would like to say, Mayor, under committee reports, our EMS director and our fire chief have sent emails. So if anyone
point.
wants to see their runs or whatnot, they have sent us all emails.
Great point. I should have mentioned that. Good point. We appreciate that. All right, I'll entertain a motion then to approve the claims.
So move.
Second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. All right. Next meeting for tonight would be the Lawrenceburg Parks and Playgrounds for May the 4th, 2020. Could I get a roll call, Mr. Fetty?
Sure. Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Member Justin Aubert.
Yes, sir.
Member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Member Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Member Brett Von Durant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
Mayor Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, under announcements, I do have one for Parks and Playgrounds. I'd like for everybody, if you get a chance, go up and take a look at Ludlow Hill Park. The new, the large playground is installed. It looks like a Taj Mahal.
It's awesome, yeah. It's cool.
I hope the kids have a ball up there. There's musical instruments. I've been playing them for 2 days, but
Is it complete?
it's completely installed. Now we're doing the extra, the surfacing.
Okay.
And, we're gonna have a sidewalk around the whole circumference. And then that rubberized surfaced, like the small park up there. It's gonna be really nice.
So you've been playing on the park equipment. Oh, yeah. Before today?
No. It was this
Yeah.
morning. It was this morning. There's caution tape up there, Tony. But
I'm glad you brought that up,
yeah,
Tony, because I was
good
getting
point.
ready to hit him on that.
You're right. Anyway, it's pretty phenomenal. The committee of community folks, parents that we had on that, they came up with this, and this design did a tremendous job. And once we have a ribbon cutting up there, we're going to invite that committee to come and be a part of that. And but I would everybody should go over and take a look at it. It's really a great looking
Looks really
playground. Yeah,
good. Yeah,
and
it does. Really neat.
something to be proud of. Yeah, very much so. I don't have any other announcements. Any announcements from you guys on parks and playgrounds?
One question, we addressed about them trees and stuff leaning.
Mhm.
Was you guys, do you know when they're talking about coming up? We need to get that done before the kids start playing up there and stuff. Some of it's pretty dangerous.
Well, the trees that I'm seeing, though, Delaney, correct me if I'm wrong, are in the woods.
They're over by the shelters, a couple of them.
Okay, because what I pointed out to Mario, and he went up and took a look. Precision tree trimming
Yes.
has got a number of other trees are trimming along the old 48 and such as well, and he's going to send them over there to do the same.
Okay.
Do those
I
as
just
well.
worry about it because the kids,
get it.
even if they're in the woods
There's a lot.
and they're leaning, I mean, somebody could get hurt if they fell.
Full of them.
So
Yeah.
there's not that many, but there's just a few.
Yeah,
So
there's
a ton of ash trees that are
Gonna
dead
say
all
they're
through
probably-
the
Yeah.
woods.
yeah. There's
Well, but I mean,
ash.
there's some
We
of them's
cut-
leaning against
we
another
cut
tree.
about 200 out of that park last
Yes, we
year.
did.
Yeah.
It's
And we didn't even
significant.
touch it. Didn't even put a dent in it.
Maybe we could cut them down and have a wiener roast.
Well,
Sell the firewood.
get over there with your saw.
Hey, there we go.
But yeah, they've been put on the list with the others. for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, any other announcements? Let me see. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I have some meeting minutes from April 6th Park Board in my packet. Mr. Fetty, did we need to approve those, or those were
Those
just,
are already approved.
we didn't have copies of those from the last
Oh,
meeting or
that's-
something, I think it
okay.
was. We had approved them, but we didn't have the copies.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you. All right, I don't have any new or old business for this meeting. Does anyone have anything they want to add?
I have nothing.
No.
No.
Okay. If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'd like to call to order the May 4th, 2020 City Council meeting. If we all could stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Mr. Fetty, can we get a roll call, please?
Okay, Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Here.
Councilperson Justin Norbert.
Yes, sir.
Councilperson Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Present.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
Mayor Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, announcements, board reports, streets, alleys, and curbs, Mr. Abbott.
No report.
Mayor,
Yes.
if I may, on street alleys and curbs, if you all have noticed, the company that we hired to do our sealing,
Yes.
I went blank on their name.
Russell Standard.
I'm telling you what, from what little bit I've seen, very, very professional.
They worked at it.
Very professional.
That was the first time they had ever been here.
Yes.
Their equipment was brand new,
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, I think I got a nice setup.
and they were in and out of here.
I did not hear one complaint about anybody being held up for a large sum of time
Yeah.
while they were doing it. They were very professional.
The only complaint I got, and they took care of it right away, was they put all the no parking signs out at one time, and so the whole community thought they couldn't park anywhere.
Yeah.
So they took care of that. But other than that, I heard that they did a great job of traffic control, things
Yes.
like that.
Very
So,
professional.
yeah, I agree with you
Very professional.
very much.
The
Yeah.
other thing with parks and alleys, I've had some different residents have alleys. The one that goes back to the Central Elementary School, there's one small speed table there, and I've had some of the neighbors, and I was actually witnessed it myself. I was riding my bike with my son, just zipping through there. I mean, really fast. And I wonder if we should pursue potentially putting a second speed table there to kind of slow some of that traffic
Where's this
down.
at? In the alley?
Alley that they would line up, all the parents line up as they're heading to Central
That's
School.
right across the
It's an
street.
old argument of mine. I've been trying to get rid of them from lining up in that alley. I think it's just an accident waiting to happen. Somebody's gonna pull out of that alley onto that sidewalk, and they're gonna hit a kid coming home from school. It's gonna happen sooner or later. We gotta work out
It's a
something
blind, a
else.
very blind spot when you're coming out of there,
Yes.
but the speed of the cars that pass through there to cut through, not when there's a line, I mean, there's people flying through that alley.
Is that the alley south of Tate Street and in between
Yes.
Elm and Short?
Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I thought the same thing about them.
The
Going down
problem,
behind
because
Mr.
they pull up.
Satchwell's and that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I spoke with Mr. Gailey about that. Well, when Tony brought it up a year ago.
Yeah.
And the problem they have is parents coming to pick up their kids after school have nowhere to park.
Well, without lining up on the street, and if they're
Because they,
lining
you
up
know,
on the
they
street,
used
they're
to,
gonna be
they
clogging
used
the
to pick
streets up.
everybody up on Short.
Short Street.
And that got to be even a bigger, people were running across both lanes of traffic the car was stopped here and trying to go over to get mom over here, and that became a problem. What I had suggested, and Mr. Gailey was gonna take care of this, and this was before the school year went back out. was their resource officers should be stationed out there at that alley after
I
school.
would love that, but
That's
I
a good
haven't
idea,
seen him
yeah.
there yet.
That way, well, school hadn't been in session.
Well, I mean, it has been in session, they've been there, but
Well, yeah,
there's never been a resource officer there.
well, I'll readdress that with him for the upcoming school year because that would solve the problem.
Yep.
I thought the resource officer, the reason he wasn't there, because I think I asked about it, and they said he had to be over there with the buses
Well,
loading.
but if they didn't have a resource officer, they wouldn't have anybody over the buses. Teachers handle the buses every.
Teachers or aides, I'd think, yes.
Yeah.
I'll talk to him again because that's a spot where I agree with you guys. And Tony, I agreed with Tony back when he said it the first time. I mean, you can go over there and you see the line every day at
Yeah.
3:30 or whatever it is.
Yep.
And it is very fortunate we haven't had a situation, but I'll address that again with Mr. Gailey because it needs to happen. Alleyway. Okay, anything else? Streets, alleys, and curbs? Okay. Finance, Mr. Bondurant?
Nothing to report.
Parks and Playgrounds, Mr. Noppert?
Just continued loving the look of that new Ludlow Hill Park.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Excellent. It's looking good.
Good tiger colors, too. Orange and black. Fire, Tom Roulette.
As I stated previously, Mayor, Fire Chief and EMS Director sent us all an email on their status. That's all I'd have.
Okay. Bear with me here. I got 4 or 5 items here I just want to make sure everybody's updated on. College summer help started today. We are fully staffed back into city starting today. But we've put in certain items. If 2 people are traveling in a pickup truck together, they both have to wear masks. Obviously, social distancing, it should be used everywhere is what we've told our employees. We are taking the temperatures of every employee before they start work in the morning. They are getting recorded. If they're above 100 degrees, they are then sent home. I'm safe to report nobody got sent home today. But we're doing that with our full-time employees and our summer help, both. Only people that are working summer help right now are the college kids because they're out of school. We're going to determine, based with Brad and Kim's direction, how many high school kids we're going to have to hire for the rest of the summer help stuff. That'll be taking place here in the next week or 2. And then there has been no decision on the pool. The only thing that I'm asking you guys to consider, and I'm considering as well, is we do what all the other communities in the area are doing, whether we all close or we all open. I'm good either way. There's pros and cons for each of them. So we'll see what they come back with as well. Should have an answer within a week, and I'll come to you guys, let you know what that is before we put anything out to public, and see if you guys have any objections or whatever you say.
I've got a little difference of opinion. Maybe we ought to be the leader and open our pool because I don't want to get phone calls in July when it's 95 degrees outside and nowhere for them kids to go.
Well,
But I can see that we're not going to be able to open on time.
yep.
I couldn't see until maybe the second week of June to be open if we get on it fairly quick.
Yeah,
And the longer we wait, it's going to be the longer it's going to be before it can open.
Well, I was told today by our folks that they need 2.5 weeks to get the pool open. I understand we have to fill it and then get a water sample. I
Yeah,
get
you
that.
got to have that, and that's going to have to run for a week before you can send a water sample in.
Yeah.
So
But we're thinking that the earliest that it would open would be the 15th of June because that gets you to 250 people on the recommendations for mass gatherings, okay? That would hurt us on the weekends because I think we would topple that 250. But during the week, we'd probably be fine, but on the weekends, we'd have to limit it to 250 people.
there will have to be some restrictions made because I know Ohio's not opening their pools, and
Kentucky's not.
Kentucky's not, and there's going to be a lot of them from the Cleves area, Harrison area is going to be coming here. It's happened before.
Right, well, and that's something that, there's all kinds of scenarios, you're exactly right, that are gonna happen. Because I can see it on Saturday afternoon, pool opens at 12:30. There's a line of who knows how many, because they want to make sure they're part of the 250 that get in. And at number 250, you got mom and the 3 kids standing back there. Say, I've been waiting in line for 45 minutes. And I know for a fact the people in front of us were not from Lawrenceburg.
Absolutely.
And how are you gonna manage all that? That's a
been a-
big piece,
That's a
because you
question.
know what? It should be for the Lawrenceburg people
I agree.
It's-
first. But that's why I'm saying, if we were to say, hey, we're opening, and Greendale and Aurora, or one or the two say we're not, we can't handle any additional
Right.
input of kids.
What's our capacity in our pool?
Our 500 is what I was
500?
told, but I don't know if that's true, Tony.
I don't,
I hear in a rumor that
I don't think it's
Greendale's not
500.
opening. I don't know if that's
Well,
true, but
that-
that's what
as
I'm
of
hearing.
last night, that wasn't true yet.
That's not true?
Yeah. I'm hoping to
I
have
hope
an
they do
answer
open.
from those 2 other communities
Yeah,
by next Monday.
if Greendale opens, that will help out a lot.
Correct.
that'd be a big help.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, give me till next Monday till I hear back from the other groups, and then I'll share it with you guys before anything goes out, but of course. 'Cause I
Or
wanna
we could
get
all
your
just stand
input.
out with our hoses since the utilities are free. Just spray kids off as they drive by.
We will open the splash park over here at the new park. You have to wait in line for that one too, I guess. So, but there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah, there is.
There is. So let's wait on it. But I just wanted to make sure that, as of today, there's no decision. And we'll address it again in a week. That's fair to you guys. We had talked about, we got our new piece of fire apparatus. And I could bring this up under new business, but I will ask for a motion and such, but Aurora has contacted us about wanting to purchase that vehicle, the vehicle we got going out of
The one that's being
commission.
placed, correct?
Yes.
E4.
And we had talked about putting it up for auction, out to auction, okay?
Correct.
Talked to fire chief, he, that's what we have done in the past 3 or 4 years, is put things out for auction. Evidently, Aurora needs one pretty bad. Supposedly, $25,000 came to mind from somebody about an auction price or something, I don't know. Aurora's willing to give $15,000 for this. What I told, originally they wanted it for nothing, like everybody has done, but we sort of did away with giving our vehicles away because we got burnt a couple times, and I think we need to, not do that anymore, but how do you guys feel about, I've talked to Chief Tremaine. He wants to help out Aurora if we can. Of course, I mean, it's all mutual aid, right? And
I'll
Oh,
say
we'd
that's,
love to,
yeah.
they're,
we want to help them out.
yeah, we'd
that's-
love to help them out.
well, I'm sorry, go ahead, Justin.
Well, I'm just thinking about municipalities and Indiana code. If, is there where we have to have the average of 2 appraisals done on it?
No.
Or so we can do whatever we want with the
No,
vehicle?
we can sell it to another governmental entity.
Yeah, and we actually did that to, who was the township? We gave
Oh, yeah.
early on, we gave either an ambulance or a fire truck.
No, it was one of our old police cruisers we sold.
But you're right, Justin, municipality, we can do it for
Okay.
any amount that we think is fair.
Well, the way I see it is if we sell it to Aurora for whatever price, it's still ours, because if we need it, they're gonna be
there.
here with it.
I agree.
They are a neighbor.
That just helps us out.
Mayor, the only question I have to that is, we purchased a new rescue unit for a reason. Is there a substantial amount of work that needs to be done to that? Was it outdated? What was the purpose for us
Yeah,
buying it?
the reason we purchased the new one was because it's obviously, we were having to take, I think, 2 trucks out when we could have only taken 1,
Okay,
okay?
okay.
The new truck, and you guys have probably all seen it, pretty phenomenal how everything is stacked in there now and everything, and Johnny and his group did a good job of specking that vehicle out. What this one would do for Aurora would help them with something they don't even have. Okay? They don't have a vehicle like that, is what I was told. And there's not not a lot of miles on this vehicle right
I
now.
mean, it's only 6 or 8 years old, the
Yeah.
other one, I
It-
remember when we got it.
It's in good
yeah.
shape. It does have a pump, I think Chief Tremaine did tell me the pump even still works on it. But that would be up to, the new owner to go through it and, for whatever they're gonna use it for.
It's
Okay?
this is an as-is sale, I mean.
Exactly, as long as there's no liability to
No,
come back
none
on
of our,
us.
no liability.
That's the reason I asked the question, why did we replace it?
No, it wasn't because it wasn't operational. It was more because of, it didn't serve the purpose for what we're now sending, we were sending 2 trucks out for. Is what that's the way I think they presented it
And
to us.
I fault myself, I didn't inquire enough, but it was already said and
Oh, yeah, it was
done
already in the.
prior to me coming in, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the value, I mean, is significantly more than either of the figures that you said, but I mean, if there's a way that we can, be a good neighbor and help our neighbor through this process, I mean, I would be in support that.
Without any liability,
Yeah.
I have no problem with
And that would be nothing but something drawn up between the 2 municipalities and saying, as is and what the purchase price is and things like that, correct?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
anybody else have anything to add?
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I like
it. I do too,
I like it.
Okay to sell it to them for 15,000?
It's with me.
I'm fine with
I'm
that.
good with, yeah.
Under new business, I'll ask for a motion, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up during,
Sure.
for discussion under announcements, but, and the next thing is, I just wanted a shout out to not only the, police department, for their reading program that Mr. Jacob Jump came up with, where a police officer is reading on their Facebook page to, the kids on, virtually.
Yeah.
It was pretty innovative, good idea, good community gesture, and whatever way, what they have done a good job of, and all of our first responders have done a good job of over the last few years, is more community involvement. And you know how it is. Some kids grow up a little scared of a police officer, but
Yes, they do.
our police officers, last summer, we've asked them to even get out of their car during their patrols, go and engage with the kids at the park.
Yep.
Number one, it may be a deterrent for some of the older kids that are doing a little mischief, but the younger ones get to know them.
Yep,
And that worked out well. And
huge.
I've asked Chief Snyder to make sure they do that again this year and keep doing that, because I think it's good relations.
Yeah, I've even seen
Community
them show up at the
relations.
pool,
Yes.
just hang out there, I mean, it's good to have their presence around.
I agree. They stop at the skate park, talk to those kids all the time. It's good stuff. But anyway, I think they're going to get all the first responders, Chief Tremaine's group and Rick Clark's group, into doing the reading to the kids. So I think it's a good thing for our public safety to be doing. So I just wanted to give Jacob Jump a shout out. That was something he came up with, and I think it's a great idea.
Have you actually looked on Facebook when they're doing that?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was pretty neat.
Pretty
When I
cool.
first seen it,
Pretty cool.
I thought that's very commendable, Jacob.
I asked them why they didn't want me to read. They didn't think I could.
I say kudos to all our first responders,
Heck
because they've
yeah.
all been doing
I
a
think
good
it's a
job.
great thing that they're trying to do something a little innovative in this time of,
And I think it's really great that they are interacting with the kids and stuff, like you said, because the kids are scared of them.
exactly.
This is really a good thing. They're really getting really, really friendly with the people. I like that.
Good point. Another decision based upon the guidelines we've received from the governor. All of our June events are now canceled. No music on the rivers. No Taste of Summer. We will start, our first Music on the River will be July 9th. Because, there's always over 250 people at Music on the River. There's no way we could.
Now, is that for sure?
That's what we're
That's
going,
for
based
sure.
upon the governor's guidelines as of today.
I hate to tell people that, and then we turn back and say, well, that ain't true.
Well, and we could,
Well, it
in a week,
changes
we could go
daily.
back and
They
say,
can argue with the governor.
yeah, we're basing the guidelines on the governor's, mass gathering, numbers, allowable numbers. So, just so everybody knows that. So Main Street, I met with Main Street today. We've got everything going. She's calling all of the bands. She's calling all the bands for the remainder of the year to make sure they're still interested in coming. But if we can fit in the 4 bands that won't get to play this year, we may try to fit them in somewhere else in one of our events, or because we did also meet with the Whiskey City Twilight Challenge bike race promoter today by phone. Everything's a go there in July, and then in August we got Summerfest. David Lee Murphy is the headliner. Met with the promoter there by phone today, and Main Street obviously was involved at that too. So I think we got, we'll have some good July and August and then into September events, but June's activities will be canceled.
You probably saw the Lauren Hill race is going to be
Virtual. I seen that, and I reached out to both Brandon and Mark Kaniga, and good idea.
Yeah.
But and that's before they even knew we had pulled the trigger on June. So I think they based it upon what they seen on Governor Holcomb's guidelines on Friday as well. So they knew we weren't going to go against that. But it's good. Okay, that's all the announcements I got. If no others, I'd entertain a motion to approve the previous minutes from the minutes from the previous meeting.
So move.
Second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Yeah. City Council, new business. Got a couple here that are gonna be add-ons, guys. One based on the fire truck we just talked about. I would I would like to see a motion to accept the $15,000 for the fire truck that we were gonna be getting rid of and sell it to the city of Aurora.
Yeah,
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Sorry.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Nice job, guys. Another thing, I met with Mary Beth and Hedrick and Swede Staggerwald today regarding the community center. Got a call over the weekend. The Indiana State Health Association and our local health department got a hold of me Saturday. They're wanting to put a testing station in Lawrenceburg for the COVID, for the more for the contact tracing, I think. They'd like to use one of our facilities. We're looking at Agner Hall. There's just too many events that were pre-scheduled at Agner Hall for June that would be a hard time removing those or rescheduling those. So I talked to Mary Beth and Swede about holding off on opening up the community center and using the gymnasium down there for the testing center. They just need it for a month, be from May 15th to June 14th, I believe it is, and they would use it for Monday through Friday. The state health department would. They obviously are willing to do whatever we want them to do down there, but they just need a little time to get back in there and clean up afterwards before they start letting people come in. They were already postponing their biggest draw down there, which is cardiac rehab. Those folks were not going to be coming back till August or September anyway.
Okay.
So they didn't see a real problem. And as long as you guys don't, I'd like to, if you're going to have some more discussion about it, I'd like to get back with the health organizations tomorrow and give them our answer so they can start preparing, because that's just in 2 weeks that they're going to start this. Me personally, I like it that we're going to have a testing station here.
Completely.
I think the closest one to here is maybe Greensburg, if I'm not mistaken, unless you guys know one closer. But anyway, I think it would be, it's not a bad thing.
You need that in the form of a motion to do?
Yeah, I need a form of motion to allow the health organizations in the state here to use our community center for a testing center for a period of a month.
I'll make that,
moved.
yeah.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Now,
Thank you.
question, Mayor, is
Yes.
this gonna be a drive-through? Or is it gonna be, you gotta go in, or?
I think it'll be one where you go in.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a some stations quarantined, or not quarantined off, but
Sectioned off or whatnot.
stationed off and things inside. That's why they need a big enough place. We've got that nice floor covering in there. It won't hurt the gymnasium floor. We got that floor covering they can use. They got an indoor and exit. They don't have to go through the main doors. They can use the side door, what we did for Fall Fest.
Good move.
I
So
think
this
that
is
would be a
gonna
good
be
area.
for the people in the area if they want to be tested? Is that what
Yes.
you're saying? They
Is it
just
only
come in and go?
symptomatic? Do we, I mean, we'd
You
love to
I
have some more.
don't know
Yeah.
those details.
So-
I haven't talked directly to the state health folks. This was done through the local, and I just said, hey, we'll try to find you a spot. Give me till Tuesday after our meeting, because I can run it by
Well,
council.
Be
I'm
great.
appreciative that our local health department has taken some initiative in
Yeah.
moving forward with this, because this is, certainly gonna help us and having a greater understanding to keep this from scaling
Ease a lot of
back.
I
people's
mean,
minds.
listen, I mean, we all know and have been told it's not going to go away. It's not. I mean,
Yep.
we don't know what the fall and winter. I want to call it flu season, but that season is going to bring. So,
Now,
just
is-
anything we can do to try and do our part.
Now,
Absolutely.
And
does
also
this
the
have
willingness
anything
to the
do with
community center.
testing of people who think they've had the COVID, but they weren't treated for
For
it, and they
for the
recovered
antibodies,
for the antibodies?
I don't know that either. I can't answer that. I don't have the details. I'll get the details and get it to you guys.
Okay.
A lot of the
great.
testing facilities are for symptomatic tests,
Yeah.
but obviously if there aren't that many people with symptoms, they're not gonna turn others away from.
I would assume that there'd be antibody testing going on as well, but I don't
There
know
is in
that.
Cincinnati starting next
Yeah,
week, I
that's-
think. The
that's
test
kind of a
costs-
whole nother
the test
animal,
costs
but it's-
$35.
Yeah.
That's a little different animal right there, though, isn't it?
They say that's where the cure might be, though, is in
Yeah.
those antibodies of people that have had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, so I'll give them the good news tomorrow morning, let them proceed on. But as I get some details on what exactly is gonna go on there, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, and thank Sweet Mary Beth and the
Yeah,
staff over
Yes.
there for
Yep.
just being willing to open that facility up to that as well.
no problem.
Great, thank you.
No problem. Okay, the only other thing is, we did this during Board of Works, but they passed it on to council with an affirmative to approve the utility director job description, so we can get that posted starting tomorrow. So if there's no questions from council, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The one thing I'd like to talk about before I do the proclamation for better hearing is virtual council meetings going forward. I think we addressed it a little bit, that tonight was posted as a virtual meeting because we posted it before we even knew what the governor's guidelines were coming out with.
Right.
Something to think about.
Just got a text message from Mark Emerald. He said the stream stopped. The live stream stopped. Can we check on that? Do we want to?
The live stream.
Yeah, Mark Emerald from the Register just texted me and said the
Okay.
live stream
Let's-
stopped.
Let's hold off
Call Richard, see what's going on.
Thank you.
and we'll address it.
Was it just recently?
He said, he said,
What was the last thing we talked about?
he said live stream
Community center.
just stopped when talking about using community center for
Okay.
testing. So not
We'll
too
we'll
bad.
hold off right there until we can get some back.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No, I'm glad somebody let us know. Because then big thing for
So I'll do it over again.
So somebody just,
No
Watching it?
answer.
Yeah, somebody's watching. Cool. Newspaper reporter.
Where's he setting the live stream up at?
He's just watching it on the camera.
Let me run over there.
Oh,
I understand,
over
but
to-
someone
Oh.
has to set it up.
no, I thought.
I think Richard's doing it.
He's doing, let me run over there.
Wake
Sure
him
he's
up.
okay. Thought. I'm not with all this technology yet.
Uh-oh.
It's pretty,
Me either.
it's pretty impressive that they were able to stream it live, and that helped us a lot. That makes-
Yes.
We're very compliant with the open door law, even during this crazy time.
This is sure a lot different than anything I ever done. All this community, all this high-tech stuff that we're dealing with.
That's
Or
what
a
you do
truck
when you
driver.
golf, you got all that high-tech equipment, don't
I
you?
ain't got no
All
sense to use
self-driving
none
trucks
of it. I
now.
just
Oh.
go out there and hit.
Yeah.
All you need to know how to do is shift and go to your two-speed
Lenny.
axle. Right?
Air brake.
Yeah.
You got all that high-tech stuff in your garage?
That,
You got high-tech stuff in your
in the refrigerator.
The Stroh's dispenser.
soap dispenser?
You know, he don't have to worry. He got Angie helping him. That's the only way he gets by. I have a problem getting my phone to work.
Still got one of those flip phones?
No, I like the flip phone, but I got this.
Yeah, I can't get back.
You know what, do you guys have a problem with it? It'll come on, light up, and just about the time you're reading something, it'll go out. So you gotta peck it, then it goes somewhere else. I have all the time bringing it back.
Someone's got you bugged.
Exactly.
Oh, I peck it,
We're
I hit
probably
it,
live streaming
I knock
right
it
now,
down, I
too.
do all kinds of stuff.
Don't know how it really is around here.
If we ever
Yeah. Why
assign Lenny to the innovation technology department, we know we got a problem.
Yeah.
How we doing?
We're gonna have to just use this backup copy, and they're just gonna have to see it tomorrow.
We can post it, okay.
So it's recorded
Okay,
now,
for,
so.
for those of you that had been live streaming and we lost the feed, we're working on those right now. The last thing we had talked about was using the community center as a testing center, and that was approved unanimously, 5-0. So we may have to, the remainder of this will have to be, I think, not shown
It'll be
until.
uploaded tomorrow, and they can watch
It'll be
the rest of
uploaded
it
tomorrow?
on the
Okay,
YouTube.
okay, that's good. Good, okay, well, the next thing I'd like to talk about is, we were talking about virtual meetings. The only issue I see with going back to right now with the 6-foot social when you start bringing in police chief, fire chief, EMS director, Mr. Messmore, and all these people trying to get in here, hard to get 6 foot away from each other with a microphone, around a microphone. Because then, you know, if we got the public coming in as well, they've got to be all 6 foot, you know, and a maximum of 25 people in here,
Yeah.
including all of us. I'm just going to suggest this, and I don't want anybody to think I have any other kind of a reason for it or anything, because I don't. Practicality purposes, I would say do virtual meetings for the public, like we have been with the live stream and the ability to call in if we have like a public hearing and stuff. That way, everybody has their opportunity, and it just wouldn't be people in the audience. It would be like tonight.
But with the chief, the fire chief, police chief, or just like us?
Just like this.
No way we could get all
No, I
of
was
it.
gonna say, we're pushing 25 just with that crew.
Well, I would make a suggestion for the fire chief and everybody here, if we put up spit boards like the cashiers in between them. I think we could get away.
Where are we gonna go?
Huh?
Where will we go?
You can have spit board up here between us if you like. And we could go both ways, because there's a lot of citizens that want to come to the meeting still.
That's understandable. Good point, yeah.
So we could go virtual, and if you want to come, as long as you're 6 foot away, we can only have so many people in here.
I can go either way with it, guys. I'm fine with you know. I think I'm going to ask our police, fire, EMS to not come.
Comfortable? Or-
I'm going to ask them to not come and to just watch live stream, simply because there's too many people trying to fit them up an area where they're gonna be able to get to a mic. But I'm okay for the May 20th, be May 20th, right? 18th?
May
18th meeting, next regular scheduled meeting. If the public wants to come, they're more than welcome.
What's up to these guys? I mean, you guys feel comfortable sitting up here or not? 'Cause
Well, I
if
mean,
you don't,
if
Well,
we
they
could,
could sit right where they're at.
Here,
yeah, I mean,
Still.
one could sit there and one could sit here, and I think we could probably get about 16, 18 people spread out at a safe distance here. I mean, and we're only talking about one meeting as well.
Yeah,
It's come May 23rd, that's 100 people or fewer.
Well, but you can't get 100 in here,
Well, no,
6 foot
right.
apart.
I
You're-
mean, just,
You're only gonna get
yeah.
25 in here based upon the measurements they did today. We're only gonna get 25 people in here
right,
with 6 foot.
true,
apart.
yes, correct.
So what I'm saying is we got 3,
8.
6, 8 of us here now. Yeah, I mean, there'd be room for another 16, 17 people. If we have, the space, I'm
One-
fine with it.
one thing we need to consider too, when you have people on the agenda as presentators, they will have to be here.
They would have to be, yeah, if they're, most of the time, unless they're, most of the time, redevelopment has more of that than we will.
Correct.
But, yeah, and that could happen, Tommy, yeah, very much. So I would just say, hey, starting May 18th, we say the public's invited. We will keep it at our group here, that'll be here. And I'll talk to the chiefs and Rick Clark and Mike Mario and Messmore. If there's something on the agenda that they need to be here for, then they'll have to come.
Yes.
And let's
Now, let
just
me-
also follow the guidelines that we would recommend to them, even through June, that they wear face coverings as well, if we're gonna be in a public setting like this. I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
I mean, it's recommended.
yes.
And
So-
also, the ones that want to come, would it be wise if they called, because you may have 30 people out there or 12 people and they're not going
Come
to be able
first
to get
serve.
in.
That's where it's
Well,
gonna
and
have to be.
that's gonna be a challenge though, too,
Yes,
that's,
it is.
I mean, if they call and,
Personally, I don't
like a
think it'd be that many.
reservation, I mean, I don't know.
I don't think there'll be that many either because they're still worried about this coronavirus.
And if they still,
Well-
if any of them have underlying conditions, they should be
Right.
here anyway, but.
so maybe,
And we'll still live stream it on
Yeah.
video, and we now have this so that people can call in with questions during the meeting. So we've gotten that set up. So people can actually call in during the meetings, and we'll publish that number.
I don't know if we'll answer it
and
during
the
the meeting.
guidelines. Well, during the comments from the audience
Yeah.
section.
What's that thing called that flies in there?
Hold it, gotta answer.
Yeah.
I think personally, I think I just prefer it the way it is right now. I know that's kind of
The,
a pain for most of the public, but if we give them the opportunity to call in, there's just so many intangibles when we start inviting 5 more or even 10 more people. It's just I just don't know how worth it that is.
I just hate to see
I
them come
understand
and
that
then
they
they
wanna
can't
be
get
here.
in, they're going to be upset. I mean, I don't know how we're going to deal with that.
well, and it's, if there's a hot topic on the
Right.
agenda, there could be 40 people that wanna get in and some, pretty, disappointed people standing at the door,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Well, you can always, we can always limit the number of people, because, a lot of council chambers aren't even this big.
Yeah, it's true, no, it's true.
So, I mean, but our folks are they'll cooperate.
I'm glad, Mayor, you said that, because, I mean, you make sure I'm 6 foot from you every time I get in here. If we had a smaller place, I don't know what you'd do.
You're right.
That rule was in place way before the COVID situation.
Okay, so for the 18th, I mean, we've got an opinion over here, we've got other opinions. Anybody want to form it into a motion of whether or not we stay completely virtual or we allow the public in on the 18th?
I'm gonna entertain a motion to make it virtual.
Tommy Roulette, what's the motion? To keep it virtual
Yes,
like it is now
yes.
until,
Just for the next meeting
For the next, correct, yes, for the next meeting.
on the 18th.
We can do it each meeting.
Yeah,
And then
Might
we'll
have
talk,
to.
and then
Might
we'll
have to
talk,
play it bi-week or bi-weekly
yeah.
for us.
Okay, all right. Can I get a
Won't get
second?
us into June.
I'll second
Correct.
the motion to keep the next meeting.
Yeah, it'll
virtual.
get us. Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Nay.
Councilperson Justin Norbert.
Aye.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Nay.
Councilperson Tommy Roulette.
Aye.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yay.
Okay, the motion passes 3-2 to make the next meeting virtual, which is on the 18th. And then we'll be brought up again.
It will be brought, we're just gonna do it every meeting.
Yeah, I
Until
mean,
first.
and quite honestly, here's what I can tell you guys for the next meeting, since it's still a virtual meeting. If there's anything that's we think is gonna be a controversial topic, I'll push it to the first meeting in June.
There you go.
Okay.
Makes
How's
good
that?
sense.
Yeah. And
I mean,
Yes.
because
Yep.
quite honestly, we're covering quite a bit of tonight's stuff, which the second part of the month, we may not have as much anyway.
And for correction, Mr. Fetty, that's a yay, not a aye.
Huh?
I said aye, not
Oh,
yay.
okay. Yeah.
I was confused.
Hey,
Yeah.
this is May, guys. That's our first non-5-0 vote, I think.
I was
so.
going to say, this is getting interesting
That's
now.
okay.
We got a 3-2.
It's on.
It was always
It's
5-0.
on.
It's healthy. All right.
Mayor, if we could maybe kind of make that number a little bit more aware. I know we got to post and everything else, but maybe if you can put it maybe in the alert or something, just to kind of get that number. It doesn't seem like anybody's calling in or using it, so it'd be nice. It'd be
that might
nice
be a
just for
good
somebody
idea,
out there to actually call in, just to
point.
see if it actually works. And
Good point.
Speaking of alert, do we have a number on alert? Because I talked to several people that have it and seem to like it. So it seemed like a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, we're
from-
up over
from that-
700 people.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so it seemed like a lot of people
Yeah,
grabbed onto that pretty
That
quickly.
has really caught fire.
Okay.
I
cool.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It was you guys made a good decision on
I
that.
didn't know if you got, if the home base of that, or, could tell us an actual number or something, but
Yeah, we do have, Guinevere has it.
Getting one of those,
I know
aren't
it's
you, Dale?
above 700.
that's great, yeah.
Getting one of those for your office, aren't you?
If I can scrape off these Lawrenceburg stickers.
That's so nobody can take it out of here.
Moving on, Mayor.
Okay, you ready? All right, the other thing I have is, this month is, the month of May is always Better Hearing Month, and I was asked to read a proclamation. So I'd like to read the proclamation and then get you guys to make a motion to accept the proclamation into, for the month of May, okay? So I'll just read it verbatim here. Better Hearing Month, May 1st through the 31st of 2020, whereas audiologists in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, observe and celebrate Better Hearing Month each year during the month of May. And whereas Lawrenceburg City Council recognizes and values the efforts of all who work to eliminate or minimize the isolating effects of communication disorders in 1 in 5 families affected by them. And whereas our citizens who have overcome communication disabilities through the services of audiologists are now able to lead independent, productive, and fulfilling lives. And whereas our veterans are returning from service with the main medical complaint of tinnitus, thank you, from our veteran, tinnitus and hearing loss as the second most common complaint, and the audiologists are diagnosing and helping our veterans. And whereas Lawrenceburg is proud and honored to have audiologists offering a quality education in healthcare services to its citizens. Now, therefore, I, Kelly Milan, Mayor of the City of Lawrenceburg, do hereby proclaim May of 2020 as Better Hearing Month and encourage all citizens to recognize the achievements of audiologists in improving the quality of life for people with communication disorders. In the witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Lawrenceburg to be affixed this 4th day of May, 2020.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion, we accept that proclamation.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second. Oh, sorry, Brent.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
we're
carries.
back now.
All right.
Wonder if that works on my
Back in
hearing loss.
accordance now.
Maybe.
Might.
It's called selective.
Oh, well, that came from D.
From the wife.
Yeah, D told us that. Okay, the only other topic I got under old business is you guys got a copy of donation committee recommendations. Any comments? They did not accept any this past month, so everything was accepted. If no comments, I'd entertain a motion to approve the donation committee recommendations.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Entertain a motion. You know what happens at my church when the phone goes off? You're buying pizza for everybody in the room.
Yeah. I'd gavel him.
What a time.
Anyway, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
Mayor,
Yes.
did we need to bring up the additional appropriation in this meeting?
Mm-mm.
Because we did it in the work
We approved
session?
it in the hearing itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanna make
They
sure.
just put it here so I wouldn't forget it.
I just wanted to
That's
make sure.
for my little
I'm
break.
not saying a word.
Yeah,
You're not
thank
throwing me
you.
under the bus.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the claims?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion to adjourn.
Well, can I make a comment real
Sure.
quick, Mr. Mayor? I just wanted to make just a public statement, just to try to encourage everyone to continue to be safe, and we appreciate the vigilance that our first responders have made, and even the efforts that some of our local businesses have made. We do see those efforts, and the reality is we came out of the last week being one of the highest weeks of new cases in the state of Indiana. Even as we're easing some of the regulatory, issues that are involved with that, we still just want to be vigilant that we don't continue to see this. This has obviously negatively impacted many families, and it's brought to light some good things, with realizing what's important in our lives, our families, and our friends and our community around us. So let's remain with that same vigilance and caring for others around us, and continuing to take this with the with all the precautions that we can. So appreciate everything that everyone's done, and that's we want to continue on that path.
That's a great, I couldn't have said any better. Great comment. What people got to realize is all of these recommendations that came out from the governor on Friday, that's what they are. The recommendations. We have the authority as a local body of government to be more stringent on those recommendations. We can't go in the other direction, but we can make them more stringent than what he's even promoting based upon the area. And I think, we still need to keep doing our due diligence, staying in contact with our local health department, them keeping us abreast on new cases and such as I send off to you guys when I get those. And we'll continue to do that. And, I made a comment tonight, all of our events are on for July. Everything's subject to change.
Yep.
So time will tell, but hopefully those will hold true. Very well said. Now can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you.